The National Highway Traffic Safety reported 3,657 drivers 15 to 20 years of age killed in 2010. So why should young teens be driving? Why not raise the age to 21? Well, there are both benefits and disadvantages to raising the age. Here are a few. Benefits that may come from raising the driving age are as follows. The number of deaths will see decreasing numbers. Higher traffic areas may be reduced in congestion. Weight problems could be reduced as well. And the maturity of the thought processes will benefit the drivers. As I said in the first paragraph, the death toll is great on drivers that are aged from 15 to 20 years old. If the driving age could be increased to 21, the number of fatalities among young drivers would be significantly reduced. Also, high trafficking areas won't be so busy during certain periods of the day due to younger ages not driving. This makes probably the more congested areas less congested. There won't be as many small, minor traffic accidents, which would be a good thing. Also, the weight of our younger generation is becoming a problem more and more. And if teens can't be driving to get their video games or driving to get their fast food, how are they going to go get it? Well, they'll walk or ride a bike or do something productive to go get it. Thus, they're getting exercise and they're probably not going to have as big of a weight problem. Also, lastly, the thought processes of the drivers at the age of 16 is not quite matured enough as a 21-year-old. A 21-year-old can understand the responsibility of getting behind the wheel of a car. They're not going to show off and speed and endanger those around them, and not to mention the ones in the car with them. Whereas 16-year-olds show off just as much, putting people in danger, putting others in danger. I know it must seem silly that me, as an 18-year-old, am talking about how we aren't mature enough to be driving. Well, it's coming from experience. I was in a car wreck when I was 15. I decided to get in the car with one of my buddies who was of legal driving age, and he decided to show off a little bit. He ended up speeding, and we got in a wreck, and it endangered everybody in the car. And for that reason, I don't trust riding with anybody my age. I don't trust anybody on the road, and that's why I don't think that we should be driving at such a young age. However, there are some disadvantages to teenagers not driving, and some of these may include public transportation, the economy, and their freedom. Public transportation might be good in larger cities like New York or Chicago or wherever where they have lots of people who need transportation. But in small towns like Burlingame or Tecumseh or Topeka, we don't have lots of public transportation, little to none. So how can the teens here rely on public transportation to get where they're going? Also, there might be endangerment on the buses, like child abduction. Also, after school activities, if a kid needs to be picked up, I'm sure that there aren't public transportation going to rural schools like Shawnee Heights or Seaman to pick up kids who are done with their after-school activities. And then the kids would have to wait around for their parents, or their parents would have to take time off to come get their kids. It's just a hassle for everybody. The economy. Well, you've got your car sales. People are buying cars. Younger kids are buying cars. If kids can't be driving at the age of 16, who's going to be buying cars at that age? Your economy is going to go down in that section because people aren't going to be needing the cars. This could be a loss of jobs for many people. This could be a loss of income for a lot of people. Don't forget, teenagers want their freedom. We want to do what we want to do when we want to do it. I get it. They don't want to have to work around their parents' schedule just so they can go hang out with a friend. They don't want to have to work around their parents' schedule just so they can go do their track or do whatever musical stuff that they have to do. You know, it's a hassle for the kid to work around their parents' schedule, and it's a hassle for the parent to work around the kid's schedule. And in that way, maybe it would be better for teens to be driving. But even though it may be needed for teens to be driving, thousands of Americans lose their lives due to fatal car accidents that were caused by teens. And you can find that information on progressive.org. I personally believe that the younger population of drivers should not be trusted behind the wheel of a car. If any parents out there who have lost a child or lost a family member or whatever due to a teen being irresponsible behind the wheel of a car, you know exactly how I feel. I do understand that there is a need for teens to be driving, but if teens have to be driving at the age of 16, they need to learn the responsibilities that come along with getting behind the wheel of a car. How are we supposed to teach them? I don't think that they can fully understand until they're old enough, until they're 21.